the game.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Golden Age Stories stream. We are playing Mage the Ascension tonight. We are playing from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Time every Monday. And we've got Tycho Vance being played by Mike, a longtime friend of mine who has worked with me on building a podcast as well as a 40-person Gen Con game. How are you doing, Mike?
Oh, pretty good. Just got home from work. Been
Awesome.
a fun day on the road.
Yeah, you just got back over the weekend?
No, just half an hour ago.
Oh, you just got home a half an hour ago. Holy crap. Oh, because Monday. You Yeah, today's
Yeah, it's
Monday.
Monday.
It is Monday. Is it? It's Monday.
You never leave your house.
What is the house? You mean my Fortress of Solitude?
Yes.
All right. So, and then we have Phaedra Bennett being played by Amber. Amber's a longtime friend as well, who's worked on the 40-person Crazy Gen Con game as one of her first games she'd ever GM'd in. Sorry about that, Phaedra. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I woke up at 2 p.m. today. Proud of me.
Oh wow, you're gonna throw your sleep schedule off.
Yes, I am.
And we got Robert Kell being played by Ricky. Ricky's a good friend of mine, met through work, and introduced him to our little group here of World of Darkness, and got him to finally get past a three-game kind of little thing that you couldn't
Yeah,
get
whatever
past.
you want to call it.
Barrier, I guess,
Yeah,
a three-game barrier.
3 game block barrier. Yeah,
So how you doing, man?
I'm great. 4 days off, feeling good. So
Yeah,
actually feeling awake today. Was a little sleepy last week, I think. But
yeah, we had a pretty. We were all just like, wait a minute, we're playing a game.
back this week though. All right.
And then we got Malachi being played by Josh Hockerman. He's got the same name as me. I'm Josh Frozen Fallout, and Josh Golden. And Josh Hockerman plays Malachi, and he is a good friend of mine that we've done a lot of online and in-person gaming with each other, from Pathfinder, Mage the Ascension, and Dungeons and Dragons, stuff like that.
Hey,
So how you doing, man?
good, good. Ready to hunt some cultists.
Hell yeah. All right, so I believe the last place that we left off is that you guys were investigating into, and you guys can pull up the arc plot document that we have inside of Discord here. Let's see. I believe the last thing that you guys were investigating into was the cults, and you had discovered a five-member cult um, that was living in Madison, that was part of the um, I believe is the god that
That Amon Gorloth.
Amon Gorloth. Yeah, the one that seemed to be, or well, yeah, it was made the Nile, or according to lore, is the one that made the Nile River. So I believe you guys had just got done going around and gathering up some information, kind of spying on what was going on there, um, and you had a little bit of a plan of sending Phaedra in, I believe, to go talk to them, and or just assaulting the warehouse itself during the daytime. You did see two guards that seemed to, like normal-looking humans, not even in guard outfits or anything like that, seem to be going in and out of the building during the day and kind of taking what might be smoke breaks, but also might be shifts outside. There's not always a person outside, but it's pretty often that one of the two seem to be hanging outside smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, I
Oh.
believe I was the one that advocated we just do surveillance at this point.
Yes.
Oh, also, it seems a little weird for them to walk outside and smoke a cigarette because it is 1998, and I'm pretty sure you can smoke in your grandmother's house right now.
And McDonald's.
And McDonald's.
Probably.
And, well, McDonald's in 1998? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So when I turned 18 would have been 2002, and I could still smoke in a lot of places. So 4 years less than that, it's got to be even crazier. I just keep on remembering seeing movies in the 80s where everybody's smoking in their office. Or even hell, you watch The West Wing and he's smoking in the West Wing. Like in the Oval Office.
Oh yeah, he does smoke every once in a while.
Yeah, he's a light smoker. Writers did bad then. They wouldn't have been able to get away with that in 2020. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, what's the current plan?
We were going to do surveillance, I believe.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yes.
watch.
If someone of importance showed up, then possibly I would go in to investigate. Did we procure that drone or a helicopter that you were looking for at Radio Shack?
Yes, we'll say
I
that
believe-
you procured that.
I
I believe you used that to scout out the place already.
Yeah. Where did we
Okay.
land on the roof idea? With having somebody up on the roof, I feel like we talked about it a bit and then decided against it.
Yeah, because like there was no roof access or something.
No, there's a hatch up there, but it's hard to say how it would work. Getting onto
Yeah.
it would be kind of annoying.
Yeah, I think the best course of action is just to decide on a place for all of us to be like squirreled away, hidden, and just surveil them as they come and go. Because like we know that they're going to have a meeting tonight, right?
Yes, there's a you guys have.
I do remember us talking about the possibility of trying to get in beforehand so we're already in there, but that seems risky.
that, and also, did we get devices where we could what's the word I'm looking for?
Record?
Well, yeah, that one was good too. But like putting devices on their vehicles.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they get
because we were
tracked.
gonna find an important person, track them home, and try to get more information. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
we're
also-
doing this off book, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are completely off book. You guys have not gone. You don't normally have. You usually one day a week that you have to be at Technogate Command to do your missions. Usually like the Monday missions that you guys kind of do. But we are on. So it was. I believe that we didn't get to the point where you guys had to go on to a mission that time. We were just going to have you guys go home and talk more to each other after you guys had completed the going to Anacthopia, or what was it, the Anacthopia or
Autochthonia? That
Autochthonia?
was a while ago.
Right, yeah.
Inventium, maybe.
No, because you guys went to Autochthonia and then you came back and then you had the storm. And then after the storm is
We
when
went to Denny's.
you guys went to Denny's. Josh passed out at Denny's. Then when he woke, or then we had the next game, and you guys, started investigating into the cult during that game. So we've kind of had just like back-to-back days instead of weeks being for the last couple of episodes at least. So we're gonna say that it is Sunday, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So and we'll say that Technogate's gonna give the week off for you guys for Thanksgiving, so you guys can do your own thing.
Such nice guys.
Unless there's an emergency, of course.
Of course.
A Thanksgiving themed emergency?
Yes. Oh no, the chickens have gotten out, or the turkeys have gotten out. They will not be killed. They will kill instead.
So we have choices then of whether you go in or we track someone out or how we want to run it.
I'm leaning towards Tycho's idea of just surveilling, because again, if stuff goes wrong, this is a sacrificial sex cult party. I don't really want to get caught here.
Yeah, with possibly many vampires.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Up a scanner, if I could, to scan people for weapons as they would be arriving.
Oh yeah. Do you have matter?
I do.
Matter 2, or just
Yeah.
1 will be fine actually. I would say matter 1, and then you just do base arete roll. You could also enhance that with technology plus intelligence, I would say, to lower the difficulty. Then whenever you want to do a scan on somebody, you just roll your arete.
Okay.
If you get 1 success, you'd probably be good enough to do a X-ray scan that looks, does the total recall. Like, you can see just their skeleton and the weapons.
Yeah. So my technology roll had 5 successes.
Alright, so I'll put you at difficulty 3 then.
And then do you want me to give you one arret now or wait until we see people?
And you want to do the technology roll each time on top of that. So I'm going to say that this is, you've already got a guy outside, so you can kind of test this. So let's have you roll your arete right now, and I'm just going to let you know whether the guy outside has a weapon on him or not, or whether it doesn't work at all because there's some kind of magical thing stopping you.
Oh no. Yeah, the one of the guards. That's a good test. Okay. Well, that was, I didn't put a willpower or anything into it.
No,
So that was just straight nothing.
Straight nothing, which you can do the arete roll again then at difficulty 4.
All right, I'm going to tweak some settings. This is the reason that we do tests. And we're going to try again. There we go.
There we go. All right, so 3 successes. Absolutely, you get a nice little scan on him. So you get. Do you have? You're just using matter with that. You don't want to do anything special.
I would like, if I could, without making it too much more complicated, I would like to use force. It depends on how you justified gunpowder. If gunpowder's matter or forces, just pre-forces, but also prime. So prime, forces, and matter are the 3 that I would like to use.
Okay. So I would say forces would be if he's got any kind of like laser gun or something like that with charged energy packs and stuff.
Okay.
That would cover that. Gunpowder definitely, as if it's inert, or not inert, but in gunpowder form and not exploding. Once it explodes, then it becomes forces. But before that, it is matter.
Okay.
So he does have a gun on him. He's got a looks like a 9mm pistol underneath his coat pocket, or underneath his coat in like a holster, and he's got a knife like tucked away in his got like a little knife holder as well on his belt. It's a little bit of a larger knife, like more than 6 inches, 7, maybe 8 inches.
So it's definitely a combat knife, not like a utility knife?
Yes, definitely combat knife.
Okay.
And he doesn't seem to have any technological devices on him except for a digital watch. So.
Blasphemy! Having digital watches. Okay, I just kind of tell everybody what I just saw, and then also that the scanner seems to be working, and so I can kind of be doing threat assessments.
Are we currently in a relatively hidden spot? What's the idea there?
I imagine you guys kind of sitting in your car. So I don't know about you guys though. Where you guys or what you guys never did quite explain. I kind of took it that you were in a secure spot because you're using that drone for the most part to be your eyes. So, um, but that's a good question. Where are you guys physically located while you're using this drone to get? Because it's RC, so you can't get too far away from that thing. It's not like a real drone.
I was thinking maybe do since we're in the area, we've decided to just do surveillance. Maybe do a wits or a perception along with maybe investigation or survival to find an appropriate spot.
That's a good idea. So yeah, unless you all want to argue over it and try and figure out which one's the best, go ahead and somebody at the very least try and decide on where you guys want to go. And I like that. You can either use investigation, perception, intelligence, investigation, intelligence, survival, perception, survival. I would say any of those combinations, but it's got to be one attribute and one ability.
As much as I
Malika, you're the.
I was gonna say it wouldn't be me.
I think investigation and intelligence.
Is our strategy.
I would defer to her. I think she's probably pretty good at that.
Cool.
Is there a help mechanic? I can never remember.
Kind of. I mean, it's just basically you guys both roll, but the problem with that is that if somebody botches or something like that, it affects the whole group.
Well, I got 4 successes, so.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
I think that's pretty good.
Did you use investigation?
Yeah, investigation and intelligence.
I'm gonna say that you found like a nice spot away from everything that you guys are kind of able to park your car in an area that basically obscures it from the main road, but still within distance of the RC helicopter that you have.
Okay.
For a minute there, I was like, what does RC stand for? And then I was like, oh, remote control. Duh.
I think it's actually radio control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? This is why I even brought it up even when I thought that I knew what it was. All right, so yeah, you guys are. We'll say that this is a little abandoned warehouse area, and you just found a good spot. That's behind a bunch of buildings and stuff like that. That's still within whatever the range is of those. I guess I could look that up.
We can visually see where they're going to be coming in.
With the RC, unless you do want to be within that close where you can also see without the. I would for 4 successes. I think they could. If they make a perception plus alertness check of 4, if they get 4 more successes, which is pretty hard to do for a lot of base mortals, they'd be able to see you then. But this way, they would have to at least get away from their area. But if you want to be able to see them, you can see them.
Can we at least see part of the route that they would use to get in and out of the area?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't need eyes. For my thing, I don't need eyes directly on the door. I would like to set up a dimensional science scanner to see what types of quote-unquote aliens might be attached to any individuals or items.
Ooh.
It's not very powerful, but it might give us some insight.
Yeah, no, that's very good.
So I'm thinking wits hypertech to lower in a ret roll for dimensional science.
That's good. Yep.
Oh shit! What is that? Okay, wits number 4. Oh, butter.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's just 1.
And you're just doing a sensing thing, so that still lowers the difficulty from 4 to 3. So that's what you wanted.
All right. Let's try to not botch this. A noise. That's 3 successes.
All right. With that amount of successes, so you're just scanning the guard right now, or do you have another target in mind?
If I can scan the guard, because I'm mostly whatever like the drive through area that they're gonna go through, just so I can get some umbral snapshots.
Yep. So what I'm going to give you right now is just one of the guards. So for this
Okay.
snapshot, you get one of the guards, and he does come back with some unusual readings. He's got some kind of quote unquote alien stuff pumping through his blood, it seems, but you'll have to use life to truthfully understand what's going on there.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But life
Well,
prime.
I don't have the life sphere, so
Would you like some assistance?
yeah. Hey Phaedra, this there's something up with my scanner. I don't understand these variables here. It's I mean, I get the entropic resonance factor, but the the vivification. What? I don't understand that. Can you? I don't know how to calibrate this thing for that factor.
Okay.
Go ahead and do a straight Arate roll, difficulty of 4.
I got 1 success.
All right. Yeah, you kind of get back that he definitely. One of the things that you get back is that he's. Do you have Prime as well?
Not.
Okay. But Mike, one of your readings definitely comes back with a little bit of Jor resonance, death resonance on him from your Prime scan. And you kind of take that into account a little bit more, and knowing a little bit about vampires, what you do know is that you believe that this person is enhanced by vampire blood and seems to have vampiric blood flowing through them, but they are not a vampire.
I'm really glad we didn't send you in there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's what vivification means. I've always wondered why it had a negative number in that area. They drink vampire blood or something. Do you think they inject it? I bet they inject it.
They probably just drink it.
Well, you do
And
know
then
that they
Ryan
do
drinks
drink
them.
blood when they're during their rituals.
Seems like something you would freebase.
I'm with you on this one, actually.
Also, obscure Futurama reference. All right, so my scanner is set up. Anybody that drives by will get some readings.
Yep, you'll have to do a new roll on each one, but yep.
Shit. Okay. I am manning the dials.
I suppose you could set it up where if you want to do multiple success or get multiple successes and do an extended roll, you could set it up so that it would last for a certain amount of time and target a certain number of people that go through at a time, so you don't have to keep on doing it. But I would need you to get like 3 successes, and then that should be good enough. So you've got
all right.
1 right now, and you can retain that 1. No,
another,
never mind. You got 3 successes already. So,
that wasn't a rep here.
You're gonna retcon how many successes?
then yeah, I think you're fine. I think we're just gonna leave it. I'm good. You have a device that will scan people as they come in.
All right. All right, that's me.
I think I'm gonna try to repurpose my medical tricorder since we have such a suspicion about vampires here. I feel like I should be able to pick up some kind of difference there.
I mean, we could use the same scan or parameter that we just scanned that individual with, and try to pick up if they've fully been integrated with that blood.
Or do you think we could also maybe tailor it to tell us whether the blood that is in these guys might belong to someone that comes tonight?
Like the same individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the scan of one of the guards. So yeah, if one of the scans comes back, we can cross-reference.
Because that might be a good thing to know. Because I'm not sure how I would scan for a vampire, but that would be a good sign. So yeah, I'm gonna tweak a few things here, and I'm gonna try to just kind of daisy chain this into the scan that you're running right now, and see if I can kind of contribute to get more on the side of vitals and some details that way. Maybe even like a bit of a genetic mapping, maybe. Check my thing here to make sure I'm not overshooting myself here. Yeah. Just kind of a general vitals and like genetic. Anything really stands out, abnormal or matches the scans we got from the blood of these guards here.
All right, cool. So you guys are doing this. We're gonna say it's about like a little bit after noon right now, because you guys are doing this during the daytime. The event is set to happen at 8:00 p.m. and then they're gonna party until midnight, and then they do their major ritualistic stuff at midnight. The witching hour. So until 8 p.m., when people actually will be arriving and get other scans, is there anything that you guys want to do?
If I recall correctly, last session I verified that there wasn't secret tunnels. Secret tunnel.
Yeah, not that you could tell. There didn't seem to be any tunneling going on around here, just the normal sewer system that's extremely tiny comparatively to
Yeah.
New York's. Like, yeah, it's not,
Yeah,
not
that's
stuff you can climb through.
right.
We're away from the steam tunnels where you would actually be able to crawl.
Okay. And then I guess as we start getting later, I'm going to refresh the batteries in the RC copter and then send that high enough in the air that it's not loud. Just looking straight down to make sure nobody comes from a different direction.
All right, sounds good. Yeah.
Should we fortify our defenses just in case?
Is there such a thing as a perception filter?
Do we need to kind of block ourselves from being seen here?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
Hopefully run that, because I don't know what entity we might come across. Because there's different, I guess, races or species of these creatures, and I don't know what abilities they have.
Yeah, I'm nervous about being smelled, being seen, and then if we put up a whole bunch of magical barriers to prevent those things from happening. I'm not currently skilled enough to do that where it wouldn't be obvious to someone who can look for magic.
Yep.
So I don't know what the best. I think we can pretend to be some weirdos that are just out and about. Maybe we set up a quick telescope or something and pretend to try to be looking at the night sky.
So then should we just put all our money on finding the best escape routes?
I like that plan. We should I would definitely be working on the number and of how what's good exit strategies basically for quick getaways.
All right, sounds good. So, you guys kind of set up like a telescope. You guys kind of make it a little bit like you're doing something else over here. And let's go ahead and make the main one that's kind of setting this up. Do a stealth plus perception.
I should be good at this.
I'm also good at this.
You can work together if you wish.
Okay.
Josh,
I had
real quick. Do I still have contact information for any glasswalkers in the city?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I am going to prepare a text that I will send you privately that will be used in an emergency.
Okay. So you guys will have a total of 6 successes, kind of obscuring your setup here from you guys are not spying on them, you're spying on the moon.
way better. I'm gonna have to up my stealth score here. It's in such a unique phase. What phase is the moon in? Just in case they, in case they ask something
It's a
about
great
like.
point.
Oh hell, it's a full moon. How about that?
It seems.
I guess I could check to see.
Look up the historical data.
November, like 20.
The odds if it's a full moon.
Just gonna double check here and see. So would have been November 22nd, 1998, and the moon would have been in waxing crescent.
That's a good moon.
Don't need to guess on that stuff. We know when the moon, what the moon is, if you have a specific date. All right, so yeah, you're not getting a lot of sunlight from the moon. There's a little bit of sunlight coming down. The stars are twinkling. We're going to say that we're in fast forward here to about 8 o'clock when the first people start coming in, and you get some scans off of them. Malachi, I'm going to kind of include that you kind of can just scan these guys for weapons as well. So we do know that there are 2 cult members that are, or 2 people that maybe they're part of the cult, but you know that there are at least 2 guards that are here. And the first person, and you know, actually, back to the guards, you know that they have 9mm guns on them and knives. You also knew that they have vampire blood that's coursing through their veins. And the first person, 2 people actually show up together, a man and a woman. And you get a scan off on them. They both have vampire blood.
Only vampire blood?
It coursing through their veins, not necessarily all of their blood, or they're not dead either. They're living, breathing humans with blood coursing, vampiric blood coursing through their veins. Neither of them have guns, but both of them have the same kind of knife on them, as the same type of knife as the guards.
Now that I've seen that an additional person. You know, they have them too, and they seem to be identical. Are they basic? Like looking at it closely, is it basic or is it more like ornate?
Ornate.
Okay. Not quite an S dagger, but something similar.
Kind of. It's similar to like I guess you could call them ritualistic daggers. You know, kind of ornate looking, more for show than for combat.
All right, I will mention to everyone that it seems like they have matching daggers.
Strike 2 for our plan to sending Phaedra in. That probably would have been a pretty big tell.
Well, unless she was from another, or like you guys said, from another place, because you didn't
Oh,
read
yeah, I
about these
suppose.
daggers at all in any of the
Okay,
other.
yeah.
And then do they nod it? Like, are they recognized by the guard, or do they present some kind of invite?
They seem to be recognized by the guy who, or they just seem to go in and walk in. There was nobody outside because like the guards aren't always outside. There's usually at least 30-minute periods where they don't seem to be outside all the time. And during this time period, there was nobody outside. They just drove up with an old black Cadillac and turned it off outside the builder, outside the warehouse, and just walked right in.
All right, let's run the plates of that vehicle while we're waiting for more to arrive.
Can we do that?
Yeah, can we? I just realized I don't think we can do that mundanely. I think we probably could through the Technogate, but we're not involving them.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have the ability to call up the police and use your credentials, but then you'll be flying
Or we
on the
could just
radar a
take the
little bit.
plate down for now and try to hack in later.
I think that is the correct answer. We can take a trip to the DMV if we need to.
To the DMV. Oh, that'll be a great game. Okay, you guys are number 342, D, or D342.
I'd like to run this plate, please.
No. Okay, game time.
There'd be a lot of charisma rolls.
Yeah.
I think we just try to sneak into a cop car.
That's a better plan?
Either way, we'll need these license plates later.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's real famous, we might recognize them, but otherwise, getting names might be a bit of a challenge. Put names to faces. Oh, was the door unlocked? Did they just walk up and open it?
Yeah.
It seemed to be that way. They didn't seem to pull out any keys or anything. They just walked up, opened the door, and went in.
Okay.
And we're going to say, so it was 8 o'clock when that happened. They seemed to arrive, right around 8, plus or minus 5 minutes. And then, and an hour goes by and nobody else arrives.
So wait, how many people have showed up so far?
So technically there are 4 people in that building right
Oh,
now. Or
yeah.
4 people that you've seen going in and out of the building, technically. So there's the 2 guards that have been going in and out, and then the 2 people that just showed up and went in.
All right.
I guess we stick around, right?
They don't start the good stuff until midnight anyway.
Yeah, I assume these are the people that are setting up chairs and getting the punch ready.
And you have stopped seeing the guards going outside. Or the 2 other guys going outside anymore.
If we don't see anybody else in another hour, we may want to attempt to get a scan of the inside of the building, see if we can detect life forms in there,
I think we could at least wait till 10, though, like you say.
Yeah, what
maybe-
time is it now?
So right now it's about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I say we wait till 10 or 11 even.
Yeah, you know that the ritual stuff happens at 11. So 10 o'clock rolls around. Nothing. Do you want to try and scan through the building at all? You'd have to have
That's kinda what I
correspondence
was
of
thinking.
2 would be required for that.
Does anybody have correspondence of 2?
I do.
I
Would you
Also
like
set
to
off
just
any
scan it?
scrying sensors if they have them,
Oh, that's a good point.
but they're vampires, not mages, so likelihood goes drastically down unless they know thaumaturgy, which you don't even know what that is.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, you know that they're not, their magics are very basic and stupid comparatively to yours. Or at
Yeah,
least that's
stupid
how you-
reality deviance.
Don't get hit with paradox though when they do it. So.
Paradox, what's that?
Oh yeah. Sorry, they're never
Okay. I'm not sure if anybody's coming. I'm gonna point I'm gonna go and point the scanner at like where I think they're supposed to be in the building and like try and get the range right. And I can't do it. Does anybody know how to increase the range on this thing?
I mean, yeah, I can help.
Yeah, let's see if you can do it.
So you do have some computers now, so go ahead and make a computers plus intelligence check difficulty of 8. If you had hypertech, it would go down to 6. But with computers, you can do it 8, and you can try lower the difficulty with that, or you can just give me a straight Arate roll.
I'll lower it, and I 3 successes.
Awesome. All right, so difficulty will be 3 then.
2 successes.
All right, so with your 2 successes, you do get a scan. You're able to penetrate that that barrier between you, and you kind of get a scan in there, and there are 5 people doing stuff in there. There seems to be, you've got life and stuff like that, so I'll give you a little bit more of, so there's the 4, there's 3 guys and 2 women. All 3 of the guys have vampire blood coursing through them. One of the women have vampire blood coursing through her, and the other woman is dead. But seems to be moving around. Does not have a heat signature. Do you have forces?
I have one dot in forces.
1 dot in forces, and you'll be able to tell that she does not have any heat signature coming off of her. She's not radiating any bodily heat. She is a cold, dead, walking corpse. She also has the same kind of blood coursing through her, but it's all, there is no human blood left. It's all vampiric.
Shit. That's actually a vampire.
Well, obviously, I tell everyone.
That's terrifying. I mean, I know we were talking about him all day, but I didn't kind of believe it, I guess.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
terrified.
I'm not even.
Also, like, hella excited.
Oh, of course you are.
I wonder
Like-
if they even have DNA.
Don't
Anything that has
get her thinking.
DNA.
All right, so that kind of does make things a little scarier as we creep around. So what do we do from here?
I think we just record as much data as we can while they do this stuff.
Any thoughts on putting a tracker on that car?
Yeah.
We'd have to sneak up to it, but
Well, we've got the plates, right?
You do have the plates, yes.
Yeah, but I think life would be a little easier if we put a low jack on it, wouldn't it?
I'm kind of afraid it's going to end up being registered to some fleet of a multinational corporation, that's
Oh
got
yeah.
2,000 cars, and it's just like, eesh. But if we know where they go, I just don't want to have to run across the street.
Well, I'm not sure I have any tech that can do that. Does anybody else have something?
Phaedra would be the only one that'd be able to make something like that with correspondence too.
I could try to make something real quick.
Well, we've got cell phones. We might be able to jam something into one.
Yeah, I think that could work. So what exactly am I doing again?
Well, if you want to make the device or the gadget basically that you're trying to create here, go ahead and make. For this, I'm gonna do because you're not really familiar with it or anything that's kind of going on here with the way that you kind of do your magic is still a little. Technology is not exactly, or like computer stuff. Cell phones are not really your primary use of how you do your magics. You're more of the laboratory type person. So I'm going to say difficulty 6, Arate roll. No way of lowering the difficulty besides
Yeah, no, that's
quiescence.
screamed me. 2 successes.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to create a basically you're able to give out a signal from your like you can mess with the cell phone, so you don't have to have the whole thing, just probably the battery and like a couple other things, and you can kind of get some tape or whatever and just tape it onto the or put it onto the car. So you have the device now that will allow you to kind of track wherever this cell phone signal comes from, as long as it does still rely on the cell towers. So if they go out into the country, it might not be as reliable. But once again, you can just enhance that with magic as well. So you have that, but in order to get there and get there unnoticed, probably not going to be an issue, because unless they can see through walls, which maybe they can, it's not going to be that hard. So you can do a perception, Dex plus stealth. Whoever is the stealthiest person wants to try and lowjack that car.
I can do that. Or
Yeah, I've only got.
Malachi, how you feeling on being stealthy?
It is kind of his idiom.
My decks, and I feel like I've got about 5 dice worth. I definitely will take the risk, though. If somebody's going to get shot at, I would prefer it to be me. So I'm going to leave the P90 with the group because that's too bulky. And I will sneak over. I need more mind. Then I could start doing some interesting things with forces. So you just want a straight dex and stealth roll?
Yep, straight.
Okay.
Yep, perfect. Oh yeah.
Awesome. 4 total.
Yeah, you guys can't even see him going over there eventually. He gets back and you're like, what? When are you gonna go do that thing?
I look forward and backwards and we're just like, can I just have my gun? I like to hold it.
This
Yeah.
is my gun. Never mind.
That boot camp I took is feeling a little inadequate at this point.
I should have trained in the danger room of fighting vampires.
Yeah, and there's a standing invitation to join me on the firing range in the morning for anyone who wants to train. Obviously, we have bigger things to worry about. We can do that later.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
Yeah, you could probably teach me a thing or two about sneaking around.
Yeah, I really look forward to being able to utilize technology to even make it more stealthy, harder to see, possibly even invisible. But
So Forces
That-
2 can give you invisibility. There is a little bit of a catch, though. The way that Forces does it is it prevents light from reaching you, which makes you invisible. You bend it around you. Can you think of any reason why that would not be good for most people?
Blind.
Well-
Because you can't see.
You can't see. The light's going around you. It's not reaching your eyes.
you might be able to just keep your eyes receiving light, but then there'd
You
just
just
be a
see
pair
some
of eyes
eyes
floating
floating
around.
around.
You
Yeah.
see two pupils just.
And only from a certain direction. Like if you move, you know, like all of a sudden they disappear and you kind of move back. You're like, what? They're there now.
Oh, that's the kids. If I cover my eyes, you can't see me. Becomes a real thing.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly where that comes from. Haha. I can't see you, you can't see me. Alright, so you guys have the low jack on there. You guys are kind of just hanging out, checking out the moon and the stars and
Yeah, I'm just sitting there. I assume there's some sort of monitor that I'm watching that's got like just text of like locations of individuals with like numbers of different stats just moving like a Matrix. I mean, we haven't seen that movie yet, but it's like that. Like when
Yeah.
the Matrix eventually comes out, I'm gonna be like, oh, fucking tech! They stole it from the technocrats.
If anybody ever wants to watch, actually see the Matrix in action, watch somebody play Dwarf Fortress on Twitch. It's an experience. All of a sudden, you're like, whoa, that's what the Matrix is. Or ASCII games, any ASCII game. It's kind of cool. Anyways, but yeah, absolutely, that is what you are kind of looking down at. Little ASCII-based informational. You can select like one of the characters and get more information on it.
Yeah,
Unless
and
you
then
want
I'm
to go
just
with a hologram, you know, whatever you prefer. No,
I am just waiting.
So, we can fast forward to midnight then.
11. What was 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock was just still, you guys were, oh, that's right. Well, you guys said you were just going to wait a little bit longer, but, so 11 o'clock rolls around and still nobody else is showing up, but it seems like all 5 members are already in there from your knowledge.
We said something started at 11, right?
And then the ritual starts at midnight. 11
Okay.
o'clock is still just a party time. They seem to be, you know, living it up in there.
Ooh, I thought there was going to be more. Walking into a group of 5 people and be like, "Hey, I'm new." That's a lot harder than blending into a crowd.
Yeah, no, I'm hella happy it didn't go.
Hey guys, I'm from Washington.
Show up to
The
your
Chicago
5
chapter.
Oh. Any motion at the back door via the chopper?
Is
Nope,
it worth someone trying to sneak up to that hatch to check it out? Since we got time and we know they're in there and we can keep an eye on them?
I would advise not, because again, there's only that one entrance up to the roof, the ladder. So if you get noticed, you're basically fucked up there.
But there's no windows for them to
Yeah,
see
but-
you.
Yeah, but
We're. I mean, look at the monitor. Look at all the information we're getting. This is better
True.
than video.
All right.
man.
I would be mostly
the
concerned.
only thing I care about is when they decide to leave, we need to figure out which female.
We saw. Well, we know it's
Saw
the
one
that
of
we-
them drive in, yeah.
Yeah, it's the one we haven't seen. But it will be important to watch how she leaves, because I have a feeling that she showed up in a way that we were not prepared to see, which is within itself.
Or she was here the whole time.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't do
Yeah.
scans on the building, so it's possible she just like sleeps here.
Can I go through the the history of the scans and see if maybe she was in the car? Hello?
Oh, sorry. Do you have time? Time
No.
1 is all that I would require.
No, I do not.
Then you are not keeping records of your scans. It's too advanced. Too much data.
As I'm like typing into this thing furiously, I'm like, wait, what the? It's not keeping records. It's like I try to turn on the record keeping function. It's like it shouldn't even be generating that much data. Why can't it load to a text file?
Goddamn memory leaks.
Forget to hit record.
I mean, normally that works. It's just it's not generating the file header or something. There's like error 3215. Unable to create. Does somebody know how to bypass this shit?
Anybody got time 1? Or are we a timeless group?
I can take a look at it quick.
Damn.
I know a way to kind of get a little bit of compression going on stuff. See if maybe we can get some at least condensed logs enabled here.
Yeah, it seems like the data stream is too fast for the buffer.
Okay, yeah. So we just gotta overclock the main CPU.
Go ahead and do an Arete roll. Difficulty of 5.
I'm still typing.
Uh-oh.
That didn't work. Let me try it this way. I'm gonna use a willpower. That'd be a 6 then.
Yep, div 6.
Hey, there we go.
All right, 2 successes.
Yeah,
You're able to get-
think I got it going.
Yep, you guys are getting some good data gathering that you can do on that then, and you can go back and review the information. And I'll say that based on all the stuff that you've scanned so far, she definitely, not from what you can tell was she in the car or anything, but kind of going back over Phaedra's data and kind of using her techniques of penetrating that wall. It looks like if you kind of go back over the RC data and transpose that technique onto the RC camera, you kind of get an idea that she's been there the whole time, that she seems to sleep during the day inside of that warehouse.
Really glad we didn't try sneaking in there now.
That
Wait.
would have been a surprise.
We're recording the RC data?
Well, with the time, I'll allow that. With his time roll.
Oh, I got everything bundled up in here. This is like the newest, brightest compression formula out there, man.
Oh man.
Wins
Look
it.
at that. Look at that data throughput.
I think this one's called
Oh.
7-zip.
Canon. You invented 7-zip.
Oh shit! It came out in '99.
Holy shit!
Not for technocrats.
Not for technocrats, it didn't.
Nope.
Sweet, we invented 7-zip.
So, I think what we're going to do here is, I think we got a little bit of time here, but is there anything special that you guys want to do before we go on break, or are you guys going to just kind of take this data and wait till the ritual
I'm
is
kind
over
of
and
scared
we go
of messing
home?
with them too much at this point.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that I kind of wanted to do was do a roundabout because we're pretty sure they're gonna stay in there. Kind of want to just go around the building and to get a fair distance away and just see if there's anything weird. But I kind of don't want to do that. So maybe if somebody else does.
So what you're saying is that either myself or Malachi needs to go and do that for you.
Or maybe go with me.
Would you like us to hold your hand too?
No, I want you to hold a gun because I can't use one right now.
Now, in
Okay.
this situation, remember that you don't really get to stack your successes as much as whoever gets the least amount of successes is how stealthful you're being.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
can. If you're comfortable with not, I can take a run around if you feel.
Yeah, I mean,
What am I looking for?
I should
Or
stay here at the monitor and
Should we fan out then, Malachi? Me and you?
yeah, you go one way, I'll go the other way. We'll quick conference on the other side, and then we'll come back, see if we notice anything that's interesting.
Okay.
And I will hand over the RC controls, and I just kind of hold it up to Tycho and Robert, whoever takes it.
I'll take it.
yeah, I'm still at the monitor with the keyboard analyzing numbers,
Okay.
adjusting variables.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth plus dex roll in order to sneak around the building.
Did we? I have a feeling that our willpower did not refresh.
Correct.
Okay.
I can give you one. I think we'll give you everybody back one, just because I think you guys slept again before coming here, but we never officially went over that. But I'll give that to you, so everybody can get 1 point of willpower. Also, take a look into your nature and see if there's anything you're doing right now that might replenish it. I know you guys have been going willpower crazy, so
Yeah.
which you
yeah,
should be.
that
You've
is-
got destiny. Use your willpower.
The destiny was the thing that that really helped convince me it's a good idea to use it plentifully. I'm going to immediately use a willpower for the stealth roll, so it is accurate, and for a total of looks like 2 successes for me.
I got 3.
All right, so yep, 3 successes, 2 successes. So we go off of. Are you guys together, or are you guys going separate?
We went separately.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys kind of do your look around and give me a perception plus alertness check. Nobody seems to jump out of the shadows. If they do notice you, they don't let you know.
Perception and alertness.
Jeez.
Watch out for
Yeah.
werewolves.
I got 1 success.
All right, with your 1 success, nothing seems out of ordinary at all. With your 5 successes, you do. Let's see. So one of the things that you kind of notice with your 5 successes is that there seems to be. Actually, no. Yeah. There's nothing really outside that I can really. I'm trying to think of something to give you for 5 successes. And I'm like drawing blanks and blanks because you guys have already figured out where all the doors are. That there's nothing underground.
Hey, I'm comfortable being very confident in me not missing anything.
That is great.
You're just very confident this is just a rundown warehouse, and it doesn't seem like these vampires, and people are. Because the other thing too is that they are all, high profile, like business people. It seems to a certain degree. And this is an abandoned area. Nobody seems, when you guys have been hanging out here, you're the only people besides them that are here, and you guys have been keeping out of sight from them, so they don't even know you're here unless, something else is going on that you are not aware of course.
Yeah.
But from everything that you can tell, this is just, the abandoned area that nobody comes to and is safe because it's the abandoned area.
Is there any wildlife? Like, I suppose birds wouldn't be out because it's at night, but any like nocturnal things around, maybe cats or rats or anything like that?
Yeah, you see you see some stray cats, because of course and I'm gonna say that. Oh, there we go. With 5 successes, you do see a stray dog kind of going about. Maybe it was a coyote. You're not 100% sure. It's got really stealthy skills, so you barely saw it. But yeah, stray cats, some rats.
Okay.
You
That gives
see,
me-
you see a possum, a big fat giant possum, like.
That
Fucking
just
hate
doesn't.
seeing them in downtown. I'm like, what the fuck?
I hate the way they look at you. Like they just don't care that you're there. They just go about their thing.
And it's I always think like possum, oh they'll just play dead, and I'm like, no, actually possums will eat you alive if they think they can win.
Yeah, they have to be convinced that they're already going to lose before they play dead. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. I also got an idea involving rats as surveillance animals, but I have to flesh that out.
I
Wow.
can run some experiments.
I got some ideas that I want to bring back to Phaedra because she's full of ideas, and so okay, cool. Yeah, and we just cross each other at the backside. I'm just like not clear, empty, quiet, and then head back to the group.
Yep.
All right. So midnight rolls around. We'll say at this point. They all seem to kind of gather up to do some kind of ritual, and you see the blood levels inside of the mortals go up at first, and like there seems to be some kind of thing that they're ingesting or injecting. The data isn't coming back 100% here, but they seem to be doing something, and it's enhancing and elevating the levels of vampiric blood in their system. And then they seem to do some other activities that we won't get directly talking about here. And then as that is going on, it seems that all of them except for... you also see the vampiric blood levels inside the vampire go down while this is happening during the blood drinking or blood injecting process. And then you see that the humans start losing more of their human blood, and not the vampiric blood that's inside of them, and the vampire seems to have much more blood flowing through, much more vampiric blood flowing through her.
Yeah, step 2.
I look around and I'm like, are you guys seeing this? Oh my god. Look at all that energy transfer. It's off the charts.
Yeah, it's blood transfusion.
Yeah, but look at all that. I mean, that's basic primal energy transferring back and forth, and it's being created and destroyed, but more is being created. I mean, I'm not even sure if I've ever seen data like this in any of the archives. I'm also whispering, any of the archives.
Yeah.
I know we
should.
If only they weren't like, CEOs, people who would be missed. I'd have already snatched one by now. I want to know, is it like a parasite or is it like a virus thing that happens? Is it bacteria?
We'll get you some. We'll get you some blood to take a look at.
I don't want. Well, yes, I would love a sample, but I would rather like a full specimen or an arm, something like that.
Oh, before I forget too, I don't think I've given you guys experience for the last game, so everybody get 4 experience for last game.
Okay, this is awesome. Blade came out August 98. It's 2 months old.
Nice. So you guys got a little bit of an idea. Although you could do Interview with the Vampire, which has been out for a long time.
What type of vampires are the people in Blade?
But Blade was way cooler. Stephen Dorff.
Would they be
I'm not
Tremere?
messing with any type of vampire like the ones in that movie.
It starts with a rave where they spray blood on everyone.
So are they Toreadors?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I do not know my vampires that well. Nor does Malachi.
They're definitely not Ventrus. And the old crusty bastard ones in the first movie could be Ventrus.
You do
Oh,
know
yeah.
that the cult does have strong ties to, according to the information you hacked in last episode. You do know that they do have strong ties to possibly the Seatite clan that believes that their god is Set from Egypt. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
The
these
Set.
guys in the warehouse, sure, but the vampires in Blade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry.
You got sidetracked on our sidetrack.
I just heard what you guys are talking about. Like, you guys know this already.
I've
I
just
would
been
say-
talking the last 2 hours about. Wait, you guys haven't seen Blade yet? Oh God!
Right, drop everything. Let's go watch Blade so we can all understand what
I
vampires are.
downloaded it. I already downloaded it on LimeWire.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
LimeWire out yet?
I don't
And
think so.
oh no, not until like 2000. Right now, I think it's still Napster.
Is it still Napster? Jesus.
But you would also,
Yeah, it is.
you from that movie, then you'd believe that they're allergic to silver, and they have very, very brittle and weak bodies that like are easily destroyed.
And it's a virus, so it
And
can be cured.
And it's a virus that can be cured.
I should have brought silver bullets. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner?
Ah, shit. Buffy the Vampire Slayer was out in 92, and the show started in 97. So that would also be part of this. But on Buffy,
They're also brittle in Buffy, where it's easy, like they're, like stakes go right through them really easy. Or there's some weird thing about the brittleness of them, or whatever. I don't quite understand why anybody.
well, in
predicts
Buffy,
them
they
that way.
turned to dust.
So
The
did they in,
vampires in Buffy are like Bruja.
yeah, same thing happens in. Well, Buffy does the stake stuff though. Staking them in the heart makes them
Easy
dust.
cleanup.
And then there's the Blade doesn't have stake to the heart, but it just has silver if you use. Or a silver stake to the heart will automatically kill them, I believe. Is the...
So
Or
anyway,
maybe
we're
where
having
you stick them in those movies.
we're having this discussion while we're just watching the data on the monitor.
Oh, which of
Watching all
these
this-
is more accurate?
All this primal energy, like, wow, this shit was never on Buffy, that's for sure. He
Yeah,
put
once-
his what in her
Once we
what?
start comparing the two and like where they differentiate, I just like, okay, so we don't know what's real. Does anybody know anything that's actually true about, that thing that's in there?
You do have the Book of Nod, which details out the curse from Cain's point of view, and that has nothing in there says anything about silver. They should be terrified of fire. They should be unable to go into the sunlight, according to that book, and they have to feed on the blood of humans, and they are immortal, cursed by, Cain was dictated as being immortal and unkillable, not just, until somebody stakes you in the heart, but he's supposed to be purely immortal, according to that text, kind of, depending on how you interpret the angel that came down and cursed him. But yeah, 3 angels came down and cursed him. But according in that, I don't know if they talk about staking at all in there. So I'm gonna say that you guys wouldn't know about staking at all, besides what you've seen in movies. But that is a little bit different Vampire the Masquerade than with the way movies depict it. So
Yeah. Does Book of Nod get into the clans?
it does get into the
'Cause I don't-
clans.
It does. Okay.
Yes. Yep, and it goes into the
Yeah,
curse
so-
of each clan as well, and talks about their curses.
I'm being
Yeah,
honest,
so-
staking anything in the heart is a pretty effective way to kill it.
Yeah,
Or at least
yeah,
slow
usually.
it down.
You haven't met a werewolf then.
It would at least slow it down.
Kinda.
pretty
of,
sure
like,
that
at
when a
least
werewolf loses
disbelief,
its
and
heart,
why the hell would you do that?
it might get a few rage rounds afterwards, but I'm pretty sure when a werewolf doesn't have a heart anymore, it stops living.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking more of the like it's kind of ineffective because like you kind of jam some wood into the chest of a werewolf and they just kind of throw you 50 feet in another direction.
Yeah, you're already too close at that point.
Oh, that's what it is. Buffy and Blade have that, where it's like putting a stake through the heart of a vampire is like apparently they have no rib cage. Like it just goes right through.
Right?
Yeah, I imagine a
even have-
Krynos werewolf would be challenging to get the stake deep enough in.
Right, yeah. It just I just imagine
Even if-
like watching it break against his chest. It's just like ooh.
Even if you just stood there and let you do it to him, it still would just be.
Right. Not even going the right way.
Just laughing
have
at
to
you the
stand
whole
there.
time.
Yeah, and Tycho is just like, yeah, but that's movies and television. So like, I'm pretty sure they didn't like they're taking liberties there. I doubt like any one of us could jam a stake in that woman's chest
I
and
mean-
turn her to dust.
If you do it the right way and if it's sharp enough.
I've always thought that the dust thing was fake, just because they didn't want to have to deal with the piles of bodies that she leaves all over the place.
True, like it's kind of hard to tell the cops that she's a vampire if she's dead. So evidence be blown away. We were supposed to take a break 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think we're kind of at that point. Well, I kind of want to finish up this scene. Are you guys just gonna stick around after, and track one of them, or are you guys kind of done after the ritual is completed and they spend
Yeah, I
like
think
another hour and then they start departing?
Yeah, wait for everybody to leave just to avoid suspicion.
Okay.
Uh,
Everybody leaves except for two of the two normal guards that seem to be hanging out around here.
Where does the vampire go?
Vampire stays as well. Sorry.
Okay. Do we want to try to tail him now, or are we biting off?
Do
Are we
we
getting
want to
too
go
close?
after the humans who have been amped up, or do you want to try to go for the vampire?
How dirty
I
do we
think the
want to be?
humans are a better start.
My thing
Yeah,
is,
I think we can
I think-
manipulate
she's
humans. a
stuck
little
in
bit.
there until daylight. We could treat this like a beehive.
Yeah, but there's no windows. Does that matter?
It makes it perfect. She's in an enclosed space. If we pump it full of gas and try to keep her encumbered, maybe we could put her in stasis.
I
Kwon,
looked through the data. Like, I'm not sure she was breathing.
Yeah, Phaedra, you know this. She doesn't breathe.
True. I mean, like, she's undead.
Do we have any glamour
But can we
devices?
still, like,
Maybe we could kidnap one of the soldiers, one of the guards, and then make ourselves look like them, and then we could just go in.
I mean, I don't
we
like
don't
to
have
talk about it, but I'm
blood in
pretty
our
good at
system.
I'm
I'm
pretty
guessing
good
she
at
would know.
interrogation.
No, the key here is the people that come and go.
Okay.
That's what I think.
We just and we've got a tracker on their car, right? Are we getting live data from that, or is it a kind
Live
of a
data.
okay? Let's follow it a mile back. Let's find out where they go.
I
Yeah, it gives us enough of a buffer that if they get out of cell range, we could catch up before.
Yeah, that
Losing
dead
them.
lady's going to be here. We can come back.
Okay.
All right. So then I'm gonna say that you guys, follow the car and stay back, like a mile. First, he kind of goes up back into Madison and arrives at one of the condos downtown, and seems to let her out of the car. She goes up into the condo, and then he drives over to Maple Bluff. and and he drives into Maple Bluff, and he stops in at a house. If you guys want to check out the house, let me know. Are you guys gonna stay back, or you want to check out the condo?
I would, if I get no instruction, I would drive past to see that the car is, like, is the car in the garage?
Yep, car's in the garage. Really nice house. Nice little mansion in Maple Bluff. And you see like three kids and a wife, and they're all having they're
A f-
oh wait, no,
a
it's
f-
like 3 a.m. 4 a.m. in the morning, so never mind.
they're taking
Um,
nighttime photographs out on the porch.
yeah, they're like no, but you do see kids equipment and stuff like that out, and
On the lawn, and yeah.
equipment.
Darn kids
Play
left
toys.
their bikes out again.
Okay. So have the address of both of those, at least the condo's address, not necessarily, obviously not her apartment address. Did we get a good look? Would we recognize them a second time?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially based on the readings that you have. So I think that we'll end that scene there. So you guys have kind of gathered up your data for the night, and we're gonna do a nice little 15-minute break here. So we will go ahead and pause it on up here, and be back in about we'll say 8:40, or sorry, 8:50. We will start the game back up here.
Yay.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Sorry about that little break there. Let's Alright, so we are figuring out what we are going to do now that they've kind of done their nightly gathering of information on this vampire cult that seems to be doing stuff at a warehouse. You guys have tracked down where two of the members live, and then you kind of know that the vampire seems to also hang out and stay at the warehouse, and the two others seem to hang out with that vampire.
The two people that left in the car, did they both go to the same place, or was one of them dropped off?
So
The woman was dropped off at a condo downtown, and then the man took his car home and put it in, well, at least to a garage in Maple Bluff. I assume that I got the address of the Maple Bluff house.
Yep, you got the addresses for both. Just not her apartment number, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is now what, Monday morning of Thanksgiving week, 1998.
Yep.
Okay. I think we need some rest.
We know we got some, or that we have the week off due to Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Apparently.
Of Technogate. Unless if there's an emergency. You know, just so we don't have to go to Technogate and check in or anything.
Correct. Yep.
Oh, I bet you they don't like me carrying the Technogate assault rifle around when I'm not on duty. Whatever. Until I get an email, I'm going to keep doing it.
You probably have your own guns.
Yeah, but they're not going to be as sweet as that. My assault rifle is freaking... I mean, look at this baby as I rub the top of it.
Watch where you point that thing.
I have excellent... I'm offended that you would even suggest I do not have good muzzle control. It was pointed down and to the left.
As I pull my ray gun, out and just whip it around.
Yeah,
Okay, somebody punch him.
If it was
You're the GM.
Maybe you should hit the firing range with me. We can go over some of the basic concepts.
Well, let's go sleep at least 8 hours, and then we can go in and, under the guise of doing firearms training, we can maybe access some databases.
Okay. I'm down for sleep. I was thinking that we would like make contact with either the dude or the chick, depending on how we feel.
I would like to make some more pills and a couple EpiPens.
That is a good idea. I could make up some silver bullets at the same time, even though I'm not sure if they'll work. But I mean, they're going to work either way.
I mean,
bullets are bullets, but
right. Even if the silver didn't do it, the fact that it's going at that speed should still do the job.
I'm not actually going to look up the muzzle velocity of a Glock, but I'm going to assume it's around 1,200 feet per second.
Now, silver is technically not as good of a substance to shoot at somebody.
No, it's too soft.
Yeah.
It's also not good for your barrel,
Yeah.
but I clean my gun enough that it's not
whole
dumb.
bullets made out of silver. If you make like just the head, shit.
Yeah, bullets are made of lead, man. They're super soft.
The casing stays the same. It's just the bullet that you're changing.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I was going to make the case silver.
That seems excessive.
And no, I mean, sorry,
Expensive.
we're not talking on the, we're not using the same vocabulary. The casing would be brass.
Yeah.
The bullet would be a lead core, silver coated.
Ah, okay.
That was what I was picturing.
I see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you make the entire bullet silver, that might actually be too hard for a barrel.
Or you can go like the underworld route and it's just liquid capsules.
Yeah,
We got a
that was-
UV bullet.
Hey guys, here's some bullshit that I came up with. Oh wait, That's what this game is. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
wait a minute.
Yeah.
We're talking about I can do all of these things.
If we're gonna do that type of bullshit, we could make fucking sunlight in a bottle.
Yeah, I don't have the forces for it yet, but I definitely could make UV emitting bullets eventually.
How
Like,
do
we
you do
can-
that? Kind of goes into what would be required in order to do sunlight type UV type stuff. Because vampires are not allergic to UV, by the way, in this game. But you'll figure that out maybe later.
Okay, yeah. So
You-
there is making proper sunlight to use it as a weapon against vampires takes extended knowledge, more so than I have currently.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I could also. I'm gonna do some heavy research
Yeah.
on some weaknesses for each.
So-
First off, more specifics on each clan and their. We need that
Look, I couldn't find
information.
much.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go off the Book of Nod. Is really the only thing that you've got that would. Let me see here. I've got the Book of Nod here. I'm gonna see if there's any quick.
Could I look for other books of that nature,
I mean,
like Lilith's?
well, I mean, you could try and find Lilith's book, yeah.
Before we do anything, we've found out the location of these two cultists. All right. Can we go back to Phaedra's and get some sleep? Does anybody have a huge problem with
Probably
that?
a smarter idea.
I don't
They're all
have
jacked up on fresh
more
berries.
than I've got my bed, and someone can take the bathtub, and I think my couch
I call it bathtub.
is sturdy.
I call couch.
That's my only complaint. Somebody has to sleep on the floor, or someone could take over the kitchen counter.
That's better
Yeah.
than floor.
You got tons of options. It sounds like.
I mean, there's you could lay on the stacks of paper up there. I don't know.
Is there a reason that I can't just get dropped back at base on the way? Just go sleep in my own bed.
Because it's so much more fun to sleep on the floor unnecessarily.
Pajama party.
Or I was gonna make a fort out of pillows too.
You have to bring your own pillows.
Well, he never claimed the couch cushions, so take the couch cushions and then you can have the couch. I've already been in the tub. It's all
I
right.
have plenty of blankets because I don't like to turn on the heat that costs money, so I have plenty of blankets.
They paid
The
you okay?
I just
But
started
If you did
here.
want to get, if you did want to get dropped off at base, I will need to. If I'm my reloading bench is there, and so if I'm going to make some specialty ammo, I'll have to do it there. That we can meet
You
up in
guys
the
are
morning.
gonna come back in the morning for target practice anyway, from the sounds of it. So
Yeah, does that feels like a good plan? And at least that's the guys.
yeah,
How much money do we get, by the way? I've never really asked about my paycheck. Red's pretty much due.
paid?
I thought we were. Are we? Why the hell did I sign up for this?
Oh, would it be resources 1?
I have 2 in resources.
Yeah, we're definitely not RPing getting interrupted while we're at work to have to go and save something. So I assume that they're paying us some kind of wage. I think I got a resources of 1. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you could justify resources through the Technogate for sure.
Yeah, I assume that it's just it's one of those things where I can requisition anything that I want and they'll just give it to me. But as long as they don't ask for too much. But I'm not really
True.
getting paid that much.
But asking for a hoverboard isn't the same as asking for them to pay my month's rent.
You are correct
Fair
there.
point.
But they would just tell you to live on site or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I
so
like my house. I mean,
I do too. I like
I
having
don't- I've finally gotten used to the crackheads who live downstairs. I don't want to go talk to someone else.
it's just it's a bit more natural. Technogate is so advanced and shiny, you know, whereas this is just a regular house somebody lives in. Cozy. And the fact that it's a bit safer. Oh, we could do some things, you know, on the walls, really secure this place down.
I've already done that.
I can't get it to Denny levels. Maybe we can get it to
I've
Denny
got
levels.
it to about halfway of Denny's level.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I'm liking
I've
this
been
place
doing,
more and more.
like as soon as I went to Denny's the first time was like, yeah, I need that for my house.
So one of the things that I'm kind of just been paging through, seeing if there's anything that quickly jumps out to me inside of the Book of Nod. The only thing that immediately jumped out at me that might jump out at you guys is the story about Lilith and how she awakens Cain using magic with a K, which is what tradition mages use. So it's possible that there's a link between mages and vampires that you'd get out of that, but a lot of it is very cryptic. Like,
Could I track down Lilith or any articles pertaining to Lilith or a book perchance?
I mean, that's the problem with this. All of these names are very, very popular names that have been used throughout literature and or religious writings throughout all of human history, basically. So yeah, you can find lots of stuff on Lilith. How much does it match? You know, so I guess you could do a research plus investigation roll, or sorry, intelligence plus investigation. Give me a roll on that. See what kind of stuff you can turn up. But difficulty is 6.
I got nothing.
Got nothing. Didn't fully botch because you still got a success. So you definitely, you find lots of writings about Lilith. There's tons of books out there about her. The one thing that seems to kind of mesh all together and kind of with the Book of Nod, I think they kind of talk a little bit about that. But yeah, she's like the first wife of Adam.
Could I try again at a higher difficulty?
Yeah, difficulty 7.
I'm gonna blow willpower just in case.
Okay.
3 successes.
All right, with 3 successes, you you do find you do find some information, but from all the stuff that you're kind of seeing is that if Lilith is involved with vampires, it's something that was in their creation and involved Cain, but she doesn't seem to be part of vampire lore in general. The only thing that you kind of find is that there are cults of Lilith vampires out there that worship Lilith over Cain.
Okay. Can I switch up my roll to intelligence occult and try to see if they have any writings
Yeah, sure.
or religious books about her?
Go ahead. Yep, intelligence occult. All right, that's 3.
3 successes.
3 successes. Yep, 3 successes. All right, so with 3 successes, yeah, you can find some basic, books out there, some older lore books that you're able to find that have some writings on her. And basically everything you kind of find on her regarding this is that she's definitely not a vampire from everything that you've found or anything like that. She definitely seems to match up more with verbena mages.
So there's
Go ahead.
no. You go ahead.
I was going to say, have we slept yet?
If you guys want to sleep, go ahead and get a willpower point back.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I'll make it a night at this point.
Yeah, so I went back to Phaedra's. It's probably like 3 or 4 in the morning. I think we dropped off the other guys at the command.
Yep. At least me.
That works. I wasn't going to help with the research. So we'll just, or the plan was we'll see you in the morning.
Afternoon.
By morning, I meant when we wake up.
Ah.
So, yes. All right,
All right.
willpower is recovered.
Yep.
Yeah, so
get
we'll
one
head back
willpower.
to Technogate after we've gotten some sleep.
All right, so you guys are back at Technogate now.
One thing I would like to do in the evening would have been pull some quiescence from the battery or however the node is interpreted.
Okay. Yeah. So I believe the way that we kind of read this was that you can go above your limit at 3 by. Dang it. This is the one thing that I still am pissed off about with how the hell they said this all works.
It's prime 3 to go above your genius rating.
Yep, but you can still. So what you can do with TAS and with a node is still put it into you and recharge yourself up to that amount. And then if you wanted to just use. Or no, you can't take TAS and put it into you. You can take the node and put it into you. With TAS, you can have, let's say you have like a bottle of holy water. That's the TAS, and as soon as you use that, you can have it physically and use the TAS, and then it just disappears. But you can't put it inside of you.
Yeah, without prime 3.
Without prime 3. So prime 1 allows you to do all the other stuff, and then you can still just meditate at a node, I believe, without any prime.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'm going to do that myself. Get 2 quintessence into my pattern.
Is it just free if you have prime 1 and you're only going up to your genius level?
I do meditation plus intelligence rolls.
Okay. I thought so. Oh, those are 2 very bad abilities.
Oh, sorry. Perception, not meditation's more about perception than intelligence.
Okay,
I'm not sure that's much better for me.
Oh, it's
difficulty.
Don't have any meditation.
I actually need to boost my meditation. I'll probably be doing that at my next.
I'm also gonna try.
So I got 3 back then? Is that what that success count would mean?
Yep.
With 3 successes?
3
Okay,
successes, you can get up to 3 back.
Do you have prime?
Will top me off. I do.
And if you don't have prime, how does it work?
Same thing. That's basically if everybody doesn't.
Okay.
That's the same thing for all of you. You can try and pull it out with if you want to use prime 1, you can do arete instead.
Little meditation session there, guys.
Hey, it's a good way to start the day. Get the mind straight.
Greet the morning, man.
Yep. I like it. And soon I will get my prime 3. Spheres are current times 10, or new is 10. I'll look it up. That's a conversation for later. To the firing range, or do we want to get to some computer terminals?
I'm going to my lab station for a bit. Because I want to work on some possible EpiPens.
Okay, I have my bullets to make, so I can do that.
I got to hit the firing range.
Yeah, I'll meet you there. I'll just rig up what I can, and then I'll come down, and we can do some shooting.
I assume there's still someone on duty like checking out guns and stuff?
Yep.
Do the quartermasters get vacation?
They have like their assistant there instead.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what they would do.
Oh my god, I just read something that's really interesting. If on a paradox backlash roll, if I botch on that roll, you get all of the paradox points discharged harmlessly.
Huh.
So even if you had 20 paradox and I botched that roll, you would, which would
Is
be
that
extremely hard to botch.
Yeah, that's a 20 die roll, correct?
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
So all 20 of them would not have to hit a success, and one of them at the very least would have to be a 1.
Oh, wow.
But then all 20
Oh.
paradox that you had on you would go away.
Oh, that would be. I could see that just being.
What's everybody's
Very
paradox
well.
at right now?
I'm rolling with
4.
2.
You got
2 over
4?
here.
Yeah, I'm
I
at
got
4.
3. I got 3.
4.
Ooh, I'm rolling with only 2. So apparently, I'm the one who gets to take risks.
Yeah, you do.
Is there a mechanic? I feel like there is a mechanic, but it might be with a ridiculously high prime sphere to just eliminate paradox points.
I
Might
believe
be.
that there is a way of doing that with like Prime 5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like after I started talking, I realized, oh, I think that's prime 5 to do that. I'm a long ways away from that.
Yeah, I think the alternative is you basically have to, in game mechanics terms, you have to not roll a ret for like a week at a time, and then like 1 paradox bleeds off for every week that you don't use magic.
All right. Well, I can tell you right now, I refuse to do that. Magic is
Yeah, me too.
awesome.
Also, technocrats don't exactly believe in paradox.
well, it's Murphy's law. Physically represented. It's a very reliable Murphy's law. If you go too far, it's going to snap back at you. I feel that you could get behind that as a technocrat.
Yeah, but yeah, they definitely don't have this belief that there's some kind of mystical thing that's holding on to them that's gonna cause, like mystical paradox thingy. But yeah, they definitely equate it. They do have it in part of their paradigm, but it's very scientific and not well understood. they just don't have a way of truthfully incorporating paradox into their paradigm, besides the idea that, well, we just haven't figured it out quite yet. Like 100%.
It was just coincidence that you just decided to use your iPad wrong that day, and it blew up half the city.
Yeah, and then it blew up. Yeah, that's half the city. That's great. Yeah, it seems like, especially anytime you go to really research it, there's a really good chance that all the equipment that was being used to do so would be destroyed, and so it would be a problem to try to get a grasp on. I would like to make a couple of silver bullets, and then head to the range.
Okay.
What did we do before? Was that firearms and dex or perception to lower the arret roll?
Oh, for your special, if you're making special magic bullets, then yeah, I would do let's do intelligence. Or
Okay.
Intelligence plus firearms.
Okay. And this is. Oh, I don't. Do we have silver around? Is that something that would be?
You could procure some.
Okay, cool. I don't have the matter to make it directly. Otherwise, I absolutely would. All right, here comes the roll.
Also, doing matter alchemy.
Alchemist?
Alchemy matter is not as turning lead to gold is still something mages are still trying to figure out, from my understanding, if I remember that correctly. But I'm not 100% on that. But it's still it's a tough thing. But in any case, 5 successes. Yeah, so difficulty 3 on your Arte roll.
Okay. Yeah, you just reminded me that my favorite parts of matter is not going to work as I'll have to spend time to figure it out because I had 3 successes on my the actual magic roll. I
Awesome.
love just like turning stuff into like, oh, I'm just going to turn part of this table into gunpowder and then light it on fire. Like you just do that as a mage, no problem. Just to touch it. But yeah, so I had 3 successes. So I make a handful of bullets. Would that give me, how many bullets would that give me specifically for vampires? Wow.
I'll give you 3 clips worth.
Okay. I will make note and also load the pistol with, we're going to call him Silvertip. With that particular bullet. And then I'll grab the P90 and head down to the range to meet up with Tycho.
Actually gonna join you guys in the range.
I'm down there emptying clips at the
Is the gun
Target.
facing the right?
All right, so you guys are doing some training. Let's have you all do, everybody at the fire range, give me a firearms plus dex roll. Difficulty of 6.
dex roll.
I'll take as we're getting started. I'm going to try to give pointers to stance and grip. Yeah, as I just kind of check over the guys as they're.
So then I want you to do a firearms plus perception roll, or perception plus firearms.
Okay. There's a super roll for me. I didn't roll that well. Okay. So 4 total.
All right, so looks like Tycho and Robert's doing a really good job shooting. Tycho's doing an okay job. And you kind of give them pointers and stuff like that. So I'll say that anybody that doesn't have firearms 2 definitely is able to reach firearms 2 now.
All right, I'm gonna buy firearms 1 then. That's,
are you using a
3
gun or are you
experience.
using?
Yeah, standard gun.
Okay.
Now
yep,
he
then
knows
you
how
did.
to use a gun, not just a ray gun.
Well, I was
Ray guns
expecting
are
you
a
to
lot
be.
different.
I was expecting you to be using your ray gun.
Oh, he's got to get used to a normal gun. Remember?
Yeah, that's true. It's got more of a kick, and it takes a bit harder to. It's a bit harder to pull the trigger.
Yeah, my hand hurts.
I remember the first time I shot a revolver and being like, man, you have to really to get that the double action. So like your trigger pull
Yep.
pulls the hammer back, and like there is a lot of force to
Oh, yeah.
pull that hammer back. First shot was always pretty accurate, but man, after
do
that
we-
it was
When do we
hands
give
just
Tycho the
shaking.
shotgun?
Right now. I was about to ask. Can I get a shotgun?
I love
Try
shotguns.
that.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a 20 gauge.
Yep.
You know, just this is the 22 of shotguns. It's still
Is that what you shoot skeet with?
no,
You do-
you
nah,
you
you
shoot
can-
skeet with anything. I mean, you absolutely can. Most of the time it's 12 gauge, but that's just because it's the most common. And I go into a small diatribe about ammo sizes for shotguns. I actually do love them.
I tried desperately to pay attention, even though I don't. I'm like, why are there sizes? Why would you have different sizes? You should standardize these things. Why wouldn't you standardize these things? It shouldn't be all done in metric.
At what point do you get to the part where you start imagining putting things inside of the thing instead of shot? Because that's always a fun conversation to have. What
That's
can
pretty quick. Like, what if I put powder? How would that work? And it's like, okay, what would be the dispersion pattern? A little calculus in my head. Oh, yeah. Ooh, anthrax.
Rock salt.
Yep.
There's also wax and steel wool, which the wax absorbs so much of the energy. It's technically non-lethal. Well, you're still getting shot with a thing, but like putting wax inside of the wadding instead of, and then having something else in it that is the hitter turns it kind of into a weird slug that has a spray pattern at the body, but like not until it hits something. It's fun. more diatribe on guns and ammo. And if you want to go into larger calibers, things just get ridiculous. Talking assault rifles. I'm assuming we're all shooting pistols at this point.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well,
Well,
until
I've-
we switch to
I've
20
switched to
gauges.
shotgun at this point.
No.
I want to see Tycho shoot a shotgun.
yeah,
You
go ahead,
can-
go ahead and do a firearms plus dex.
I would not let you shoot a shotgun pistol. That is, you gotta prove your
Boom.
grip strength to be able to do that.
Good
Nice.
roll.
Yeah, you
Four
shoot
successes
dead in
on
the
the
center.
shotgun.
Have you considered carrying a double barrel sawed off, like as a backup to your ray gun? You seem pretty effective with the shotty.
And I pull out my ray gun and I turn the dial and I point at the target and I squeeze the trigger and you hear it go brrrr.
What happens at the target?
I'm like, oh, like that? Takes a few extra seconds to charge up.
Oh, you can charge that thing up? You know, one of these days you're gonna have to teach me how to shoot that.
This one's one of a kind. I'm not sure if they've got any down in
It's a little protected, right?
requisitions. I mean, I'm kind of surprised they let me carry this thing around.
They do have laser guns and the like plasma rifles, shit like that use the
Yeah.
what is or energy weapons? Is that what you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just feel like toys because they don't have the kick, they don't have the weight. You know, it doesn't. Seeing the holes in people though, they're obviously effective, but it just seems like,
Gotta give them that.
yep. I wouldn't want to be I wouldn't want to be shot with one. That is for damn sure. But that was a nice morning of. Now let's go clean the guns. This is an important step.
Wait, what? They need to be
I'm sure-
cleaned?
You can just hand it back into the quartermaster. He'll take care of it.
No, I need to learn how to do this.
All right, I'll give a demo on just basically scrubbing the barrel out, showing safe precautions. You know, like make sure the action is locked open. Never trust a gun to be unloaded unless if you personally verify. You know, it's just standard stuff. It's a fun little day working with firearms for me.
We are supposed to still be trying to get some info today, too, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Somebody should get on a computer someplace. Well, what's Phaedra up to? We should find her. She was in her lab last I heard.
That's true. Yeah, let's go see what she's been up to.
Is it my turn now?
We'll get back to plot after you build your crazy contraptions.
So okay, I'm having a dilemma. Do I treat it like it's an allergic reaction and go the EpiPen route, or do I try to make vaccines for us? So if it enters our body, our immune system basically takes care of it.
Could you prep a vaccine that all you would need is a sample of blood to make it work?
That's the thing, though. That's my problem. I don't know what it is. Is it a parasite? Then I would lean more towards EpiPens. Or like, if it's a parasite or a bacteria, it would be EpiPen.
So what I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna allow you to start your research and get like some of the rolls out of the way here, but in order to complete the spell, you're going to have to get a hold of vampire blood.
Cool. So could I do for both routes? And then once I get blood, I'll know which one is.
Right. Yep. And possibly
Nice.
both of them might work. So let's have you just do straight up Arate rolls right now, because you're kind of having to go a little bit in the dark here. So I'm gonna have you do just Arate difficulty of what's your life? You have life 2.
Yes.
Okay, so difficulty 5. Actually, difficulty 6 because this is also kind of well, it's kind of inside your wheelhouse actually. So
Can I
I'll say
do
difficulty 5.
intelligence and science to lower it?
Not at this point because it's outside of the realms of science and it's not really
Is it
without the
medicine?
blood you're not really going to be able to discern more. You're kind of just going off of your basic understanding of how enlightened science works at this point. So, but I'll do just difficulty 5 straight up Arate rolls.
Okay. To blow quiescence.
Um, for the EpiPen, I'll need you to have 3 successes and then 5 successes to create a antidote or a vaccine, and so a total of 8 if you want to have both.
Okay.
Don't forget your willpower.
I know, and my problem is like I know if I lose, if I even botch once, I lose. I ruined the whole thing, like I did last time.
Yep. These extended
Okay.
rolls is where it gets fun.
All right. I'm not going to use a willpower this first time. I'm gonna blow a quiescence. Can I do quiescence on this or no?
Yep, quiescence will lower the difficulty 1 up to a difficulty of 3, so you can spend 2 to get down to 3 or 1 to
I'm
get
gonna
down to
lower
4.
it down by 1, so it's on 4 on the first one.
Alright, so you got 2 successes. You're on your way to the EpiPen.
I'm gonna blow another quiescence and a willpower this time for difficulty 4. So
Alright.
that's 3 successes.
Yep, so you are at, you've completed the EpiPen and you have started work on the vaccine. You are 2 into the vaccine currently. You need 3 more.
Quiescence and a willpower. 3 successes.
There you go. That is what you needed. You now have a vaccine that should, as soon as you get that vampire blood, you should be able to complete the project and a EpiPen that could possibly work here. I'm going to have you do one more roll, of course, when you finally get get the blood, and you'll have to complete the experiment. But you are right where you need to be. You just need that blood now.
Hey, Fader, how's it going?
I have finished my work on either a vaccine or an EpiPen. All I need is a sample.
Well,
Done it.
I think it's about time we get you a sample then. Wait, of the vampire blood or
Vampire blood.
Oh,
Would the sample still be good if we just went for one of the humans that had vampire blood, or do I have to go for full?
You probably would, according to your research, you would think that as long as you can get get the blood out of them, that it's possible that you might be able to separate the human and the vampire blood. But you'll have to get a human in order to figure out how to get the vampire blood out of them. But you think that it's definitely possible to get it
Okay.
out of the ghoul.
The what?
all right. Do we go after one of the rich people in the nice houses, or do we go and try to kidnap one of the guards in their smoke break?
I think we go after. Yeah, we go after one of the rich ones.
Are we able to do any research on the addresses, the license plates, anything like that, to find out
Yeah,
who
we-
we're dealing with before we go there?
Yeah,
Good,
let's.
We
It's
should be able to run
good.
them
Might be
through a
able to
system here.
blackmail them a little bit or something.
If we're going the blackmail route, I think the one that probably has a family would probably be easier. Granted, it's a little bit shitty to say, but
Well, I'm glad that I wasn't the only one thinking it.
as soon as he said
also-
kids, I was like, doable.
All right, let's dig into some of these terminals. open up some telnet sessions. Figure
You
out
guys
how
do that research. I still have something I want to possibly do.
All right, give me an investigation plus intelligence.
I really want to be the dumb guy, but having a low intelligence is really hurting me. I got one.
one.
I got 3.
All right, with
Nice.
the ones, you guys are, kind of help out. I'm gonna say you kind of start off the investigation for Robert, finding all the basic details that you need, and you are able to easily, like with one successes, you guys are kind of able to get at least a little bit of base information on them. It's not as easy as the internet, but there is the phone book that exists in this world. So, remember when everybody put their name, their phone number, and their physical address in a giant book that anybody could look up? So you are able to find that the house is registered to David Lech, who is you don't really have much information other than basically you guys with the one success you're like check out the phone book, there he is, that's his name. What do we do with that name? Well, I looked up a couple things in the Technocratic database and there's nothing in there about him. So Robert took that further and kind of went out onto the internet. It's not the greatest. I think Yahoo still exists, but you kind of are able to do a little bit of searches on him and find.
Jeeves.
Yeah, ask Jeeves. Who the hell is David Lech? You find out that he
Went to
is.
dog pile.
Right. He's the CEO of Black Oil Incorporated, a international oil company. He lives out of Madison, but it is a international company. He does have a office here in downtown Madison, one of the buildings around the Capitol, and he's got a little office there. And he does all of his he's the head CEO, but he's mostly remote for most of his work. So
Who is the CEO of?
he's the CEO of Black Oil Incorporated. And the woman, since Robert got more successes, he was able to kind of dig in a little bit more and find out that the other woman is Jessica Harvison, and she is the secretary for David.
We should have got a picture of him riding around with his secretary at night. That would have been easy blackmail.
I don't know. Maybe his wife's into it.
You would have pictures possibly of them driving around at
true.
night.
Uh,
I will say that you do have pictures of them.
Woot! I'm making a note. Pictures of the two. I want
I
to.
mean, that's not much unless they were too close for comfort.
Well, riding around at that time of day, it would at
It's your
least be.
secretary at midnight driving around in some warehouse district.
Yeah, it's definitely dark. It's late. Maybe even getting a picture of him dropping her out. You're right, that wouldn't be too convincing. But the time of day is suspect. Google launched in September of 1998, so that is a brand new thing.
Oh.
I was wondering if we were in the pre-Google times, and we pretty much are.
Yeah, you're at the point where you need to prepare for when they go stock public.
I remembered when that happened, and their IPO price was still like I could have bought 2 shares. It
Yeah,
was,
and you'd have
I think
like
it was like
thousands of
160 or
dollars right
something.
now.
Oh yeah, I kick myself for not getting in on Bitcoin because I remember back when that was like I'm like it's too much work. They cost like 20 cents a piece, but it's too much work.
Yeah, I was so confident in Bitcoin, and I had no money at the time. And my rich ass brother was like, "That's not going to go anywhere." And I was like, "Believe me," and he never did.
Oh, I'm the only one with Bitcoin?
Yeah, you are. How many
Did
bitcoins?
did you buy in at a good
Oh.
price?
I have one.
Oh wow, nice.
One Bitcoin.
Well, you do have more than I do.
Well, how much that is worth to you has greatly
Yeah.
fluctuated throughout all of time. All right,
All right.
so you guys got that base kind of information on these two. So you've got Jessica Harvison and David Lech, CEO and Secretary of Black Oil Incorporated.
Trying
Do
to
you want
think
to
if we
do any
can.
research into Black Oil Incorporated?
Yeah, what does the technocracy know, or their opinions of that company?
Do an investigation plus intelligence, difficulty of 6. Oh no, Robert.
I am also not helpful.
How did
You
I
didn't
get
botch,
4
so that's
1s?
fine.
Didn't botch, but
I got one.
I got 2 successes.
What was the roll?
Or
Intelligence investigation.
I think your computer blew up.
holy cow!
again?
Oh my god.
Holy cow!
Holy
Paige,
shit!
you are all like, I don't know anything about this black. I can't find anything. There's nothing. There is nothing. There's no information out there. And Phaedra like throws down like
I
50
know.
stacks of papers. Like this is all this is their finances. This is their headquarters. This is what they do. So besides the fact that they are an oil company, primarily working out of Texas, and Phaedra, though, you do find that actually this company is much bigger. They have a bunch of shell companies. This is actually also a shell company of a shell company of a shell company of a shell company that leads you all the way back to Pentex. And I am going to automatically give this to Tycho as to what the fuck Pentex is.
Oh, God, Pentex.
Also, there is nothing in the Technocratic database regarding Pentex or the Black Oil Incorporated.
That's why I was struggling so much. What do I roll to see if I know Pentex?
Occult difficulty of 9.
Ooh,
Intelligence
can I do it?
occult. Yep. If you have werewolf lore, I'm automatically giving it to you.
I missed the attribute. The
Intelligence.
perception, intelligence, and occult.
Yep.
Okay, that's a great roll for me.
Difficulty 9. Phaedra did not botch, so Phaedra just
did
doesn't
not.
know anything.
Robert did.
Robert botched.
Is this
She
gonna?
didn't botch though.
Oh, I did.
Oh,
It was
yeah, you
difficulty
did.
9.
Botched.
I
Yep.
botched.
Okay, I couldn't find anything.
So
We're
real quick
we're
here,
not going to talk
Robert.
about that here.
Robert, you believe that Pentex is, so when you hear this, you're like, oh, this is the technocracy, 100%. This is the evil technocracy that's taking over everything, and you believe that it also is the the dark secret of the technocracy, and you believe that. Let's see what else, because that kind of is correct. But you also believe that. Actually, no. I take that all back. You don't believe that. You don't believe Phaedra found the right stuff. First of all, you can't find any information on Pentex in the Technocratic database or anything else, and you just think that she kind of went down the wrong track. There is no Pentex.
I know you're usually really good at this, Phaedra, but
Robert?
So
I would
go ahead.
I'd appreciate you not questioning me on my research ability.
I'm not questioning
Take that back.
your ability. I'm just saying we all make mistakes, you know?
Phaedra, why are you holding your trank gun?
I'm not. Slowly puts it back in her holster.
All right. So when Phaedra comes in and drops all that down, and we look through it, and I find the word Pentex, and we talk about it for a second. I'm gonna go through the printouts that she has, and I'm gonna try and find the right parts that I can use to kind of explain it. And I pull them out and put them in a folder. And I'm like, we need to go to Denny's. I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
I'm
That's
down for
it.
a shake.
Yeah.
I could use a coffee.
Can
Yeah,
you,
let's
Robert?
go-
Question my research.
We'll talk more at Denny's, but maybe you could use a coffee.
I could
Don't
use that.
sass me.
Who are you talking to?
Phaedra, I'm just wondering if she might be a little tired. She's kind of, this whole Pentex thing.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that you were literally carrying half of the paperwork upside down, I would probably believe you.
Okay, fair, touche. But I had it the right side up when I looked at it the first time.
Uh-huh.
All right, so you guys arrive at Denny's.
Wait.
Yep.
Nobody's around in the construct, right? Because like everybody's off for the week.
Yeah, it's like just skeleton crew.
Can we use the Technogate?
How we use the Technogate?
What do you want to use the Technogate to do?
We're supposed to go through it every episode. Never mind. We drive there.
You
we
didn't
just
go
drive
through
there.
last episode, so.
That's true. Well, then why is it called Technogate?
Because you guys are running away from it. That's why. Anyways, so yeah, you guys arrive at Denny's.
Having a melodramatic monologue about the philosophical nature of it.
I mean, technically, this is all still one episode, I guess. Just continue part 3, I guess we're on the metaplot episode of the storm.
We did a good job of having, we had the firing range sequence. There was Technogate listed on the wall in the background. Like we're on site. We're just not actively using the gate this episode. I feel it's appropriate. This probably was in the background of a couple of shots.
Yeah, definitely.
Just off.
Yeah.
Well, before we go to Denny's, I go down to the Technogate and I just look at it. And I think about my dad. Where is he? What is he thinking about? Is he thinking
That's
about
how you
me?
worded both 2 points, your dad and the gate, for this episode.
It's one of the rules. I gotta bring up my dad every episode.
The gate opens up.
Run.
You walk through it.
Run.
Nobody's ever gonna get my very subtle kids in the hall.
We go to Denny's, assuming Tycho's just like
Having a moment, it's fine. He'll meet us there.
Just trying to inject some drama.
Drama!
acting.
Acting!
You'll never understand my connection to the gate. I was born here, you see, and my father, he was taken by it and seen.
It's
Hey,
both
All right.
the tool you need to use to discover your past.
On to Denny's.
Removed your.
All right, so
Okay.
you guys arrive at Denny's.
Okay, I'm done.
I show everybody a quick GIF that I made of the security cameras in the gate room that show him going with his arm extended on to
Clenched.
Denny's.
Wait. When were GIFs invented?
Sorry, what was that?
When were GIFs invented?
Oh. I
87.
feel like they're in the 8 year. Okay, well, I mean, we can look it up, but
87.
yeah, that's
Okay, yeah.
it's
GIFs were around.
short pictures that repeat themselves in order. It's pretty simple.
It's a video without sound.
Yeah, they drop the sound and they just made it that it automatically goes from the last frame to the first frame, and then just keeps doing that.
I call them moving pictures.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
So why are we at
Denny's.
Denny's?
Man.
Yeah,
was-
who's gonna explain why we're here?
Well, we were talking about Pentex,
Ah,
and I feel it was pointed out that I didn't have any successes, but that there's very little mention of it. It didn't seem like a good conversation to have in Technogate.
Take
Yeah,
it
so
away.
now that we're at Denny's, okay. You guys understand that there are these what we call tradition mages, and the werewolves and vampires. We refer to them all as reality deviants, right?
Yep.
Well, like for example, the werewolves, they call themselves Garu, and they're not all the same. There are some that are kind of good, and there are some that are really really bad. The really bad ones, most of them are called black spiral dancers, and they're kind of corrupted by something from like, you know how we go into other dimensions. Well, some of those dimensions have energy that is in a really really dark resonance, and that dark resonance can take over your psyche. And i I wasn't never quite sure exactly if they were serving some sort of greater entity, or if it was just that general resonance was causing them to do evil things, or at least what we would consider evil. But a lot of the werewolves that I knew, we spent a lot of time fighting this thing called Pentex. And the people at the top of whatever it is, I mean, you're never going to find it on the stock exchange or in any ledgers. I mean, we barely got to that word in what was just an amazing amount of success by Phaedra in finding what we have here.
What's
But yeah,
what's the tie to the werewolves between the company and
So
are they all
my,
black
my
spirits?
problem.
what Pentex does, they pollute, they indoctrinate, they corrupt. They have shell companies on shell companies on shell companies that down at the bottom it seems innocuous, but they have a plan, and it's to just corrupt everything. I mean, any factory that's dumping chemicals into a river, you'll eventually find out that Pentex is behind it. And apparently, this guy that we followed, I mean, he might not even know, but he also works for Pentex.
CEO.
Which the irony that a person who works possibly unaware for some evil ass werewolves is fraternizing with vampires.
Well, no. See, at the, I mean, this is just my vague understanding of it, but at the highest levels of Pentex, it's the bad werewolves, some vampires, aliens. There's, I mean,
Yeah.
actually, Josh, do we know what Nefandi are as technocrats?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
That word's been thrown a lot in our game,
yeah,
officially.
and actually, can I find anything in the research that Phaedra printed out that would like point towards Nephandic ties?
Through her research, I mean, you could. I mean,
Should I
it's kind of
roll
hard to
get?
say that you can just point out Nephandic ties in general, just because it's usually very subtle, or you'd have to have a specific Nephandi that exists and say, see, he was part of this company, because everything's Nephandi are. But basically, you can kind of, from your point of view, Nephandi and Pentex really aren't, and there's no difference between them. There's mages and technocrats that are part of Pentex that are Nephandi. Like hardly any that would be working with Pentex wouldn't be considered at least at a certain level of Nefandi. Most Nefandi actually, a lot of people, or you guys might be Nefandi and you don't even fucking know it because you might be working for Nefandi and that just makes you Nefandi.
Yeah, and now I remember that the new general, the new people in charge, accused General Bridges of being a Nefandi.
Correct.
Yep.
On top of reality, like the main reason why they've locked him up right now is because they believe that he's not just a reality deviant sympathizer, but he is a Nefandi.
Yeah, but the real Nefandi, they're running Pentex from the top down, and there might even be something even more nefarious at the top. I don't even know. But yeah, so that's it. That's Pentex. They corrupt the world.
Well, black
True.
oil definitely sounds like it's
So is he the one that we want to go after then?
well, we could go after both if we hit them during the standard working hours. Apparently, yeah, they definitely seem like they're not going. They probably have an oil spill or two on record. It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh
Or
yeah,
at least-
black oil has like a lot of environmental. Like if you look them up environmentally, they are shite and have been fined millions of dollars, and it doesn't seem to phase them at all. Like every tax that they are getting on this, and it doesn't even work out financially. Like financially, they should be in the hole, but they seem to be fine. And for an oil company, that's ridiculous. Like this is just doesn't.
Yeah, but with Tycho's explanation of Pentax, it kind of makes it possible. We're like, oh well, if they're just being propped up to keep doing this stupid shit, this dirtying. Well, that makes it a lot clearer of what we're going to do with Davis.
Here's my dilemma. Do we try to go the negotiation route? If he was a normal human, we could blackmail him into doing whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, no.
But he is an enhanced humanoid at this point.
No.
There is no way that we're not going to go into this in full combat mode.
Yeah, no.
It would be stupid to try to ask him for blood, especially since that's what we want. We want a blood sample.
Oh, but
That
does
would
he
be
use blood banks? Maybe he has a heart.
No.
I'd rather just do a drive-by or try to chloroform him and get my sample.
Yeah, I think we need to try and take him alive, but
Or if anything,
I think we need a chance to question.
find out what his route patterns are. Get him when he's in a crowded area.
Oh,
swipe a sample on the.
And I'm just theorizing here, but if this vampire blood, I'm assuming probably gives them some enhanced abilities, would it make more sense to try and wait till almost like Sunday, so it's the longest time since he's? Like, how often do they meet at this warehouse?
But our goal is to get a sample of vampire blood, so having more in it.
True. All right.
I'm comfortable that if he's, we'll say average, he can at least take a handful of bullets and he'll be fine.
Yeah. Snipe him, and as he flees, just take the sample that's left.
That's just real. It's gonna be loud in a couple of different ways, both physically and politically, or whatever you want to call.
It's only if he figures out our identity.
Yeah,
you don't think this person has multiple enemies?
Yeah, we really don't even need to use anything special. Just maybe not standard issue.
Just don't get identified.
Yeah, let's use some like AK-47 or something, so it's not a regular weapon that the Technogate uses. And it'll look like what? A hit from somebody that opposes Pentex? I feel like
let's research him further. He's got to have enemies, and then we could
fake it.
Yeah.
Make it look like one of somebody else. And all we need is just a good amount. Yeah.
We need to find out if his family is complicit.
Why?
Over the next week, there might not be an opportunity to do that. without him being around his family. And honestly, if they're innocent,
Well,
I
I was
can't
gonna
have that on my hands.
I was gonna ask about that because if I was a powerful dude as a CEO, and then I bring my hot secretary in to my underhanded dealings that make me the powerful dude,
You're
like he's probably going to
looking,
be stronger than her. Like,
yeah.
do you think that they have the same relationship in that meeting as they do at work? Because
It's not necessarily true that he's more powerful than her. He might be a figurehead. She might be the real power.
yeah, can we figure that out? Is that a research thing? Because
That's a surveillance thing.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, that would be hard to
And
connect.
research.
It does not matter who we target at all, especially if we go the route of just disguising ourselves as an enemy and sniping a sample. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter about their family. All I want is my sample.
Yeah,
You're making this way more complicated than it needs to be. We don't have to talk to them. We don't have to engage. I don't care about blackmail. I want my sample.
But the fact is, the thing that we're going towards is the Mudden situation, right?
We don't
need
have
to destroy this cult.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we have a couple.
We don't have time to just go after one cult. Do you not remember what the big picture was?
I go after.
You're getting too emotional and invested into this one thing that we've literally only had a day to care about. Destroying one cult doesn't do anything. The head is what's important. You're talking about a fingernail on the body.
It depends. How many cults are there? If there's only 3, then maybe we destroy them.
Research, hold on.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and side with Phaedra on this one. You know, unless if we can figure out exactly how many there are, the more we interrupt their process, the more he's going to get on alert. And ideally, we hit him, you know, in such a way that he's not ready for it.
Right.
We're pretty sure that the Nefandi have infiltrated Technogate at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In search of kind of assisting.
Okay, well this is news to me. I thought they had provisions to detect that shit. So.
You weren't around.
The whole reason why we were following this fucking was to try to find the Ravenos. The reason why I want my blood sample is to make ourselves immune to the vampire. That's who I'm going after, and I don't care about the humans. She probably has more information. We should be focusing on trying to encumber her and getting her information. Fuck the cult.
But just to be clear, Ravenos is the dude that
Ravenos is the super ancient vampire who's sleeping, that if he wakes up, wrecks the world.
And Maddo is the one who's trying to do it. He's trying to
Mutton is the one, yes. Because he wants the god that, if the Ravenos wakes up, breaks the Umbra, and then that god comes out into our world.
Yeah. So we need to kidnap one so we can. So one option is to kidnap one so we can ask him or her a bunch of questions.
That's what I think.
This is going to get in a really gray area, though. Like these are, I mean, granted they are evil, and there's a bunch of like penguin deaths on their heads from the oil shit. But I don't know how I feel about. Sorry, go ahead.
Tycho and Robert.
Yes.
Because Robert a little bit, because I know you still care about humanity. And Tycho, given your answer about his family, I'm also going to ask you this question. We need to stop caring about who's dying in this moment. The whole world is about to die in a couple months if we don't stop this. Can you shelve your humanity for a little bit?
Are you asking me if I'm okay with putting innocent people in harm's way in order to achieve our goals?
I didn't say in harm's way. I'm saying, could you care less about trying to rescue innocent people for a hot second? They're fine. They are in their own little bubble, thinking their family's still okay.
No, I
Do you care?
brought that up. It was more like if we were going to kidnap the guy and we were going to do it with a drive-by, I just wanted to make sure like we didn't do it with his family in the car. That's it.
Well, of course not.
Yeah, but no.
These are like
Mainly
vampire
because
blood
I don't want
injected
the
super
cops to
freaks.
show
I
up.
have no problem.
Okay. Yeah.
I just wanted to
No.
like make sure we weren't just
Making
going
more
to
hostages
kill his
makes
wife.
No,
for
I
no
just,
reason.
Or
I
alert.
just,
and the police will show up.
I
I
just
don't
would
want to have
like
to
a
deal with
chance. I would like a chance to interrogate him more because I think that's our only really connection to any of this vampire stuff. Like, no matter how hard we dig, it seems like no one really knows a whole lot. This is kind of the first connection
gonna-
we've found.
We're going to need to take precautions because unless if we kill him, which whatever, unless if that happens, he's going to go straight to his vampire.
Okay. Here's what I'm proposing. Every precaution or thing that I want to do is hindered by the simple fact I do not have a blood sample. I don't know if I can put him to sleep with a trank gun. I don't know if we have enough ability to encumber him enough to hold him hostage. I don't know anything until I have my blood sample. Can we go with my plan first and then kidnap him later when I can run more tests on what he's capable of?
Let's. I'm intrigued with what you're saying. Is your plan? Do you like to? How do you want to get the blood?
How are you on handling a sniper rifle?
I am certified.
Okay. Find his normal routes. Snipe him from a building. A smart person who does not know where their enemy is flees. Get the sample, do my tests, go after him later. Or the secretary, whoever we can think of, would be less paranoid in the moment.
My only sniper rifle would need to be requisitioned. I do not have my own.
I
We
can
can
work
come up
on
with-
it.
We can get I don't know. I think that a decent one runs 2,800. We would need some cash if we were gonna try to pick it up.
Can I go to Ho Chunk real quick?
Wait, is that around in 98?
I'm pretty sure Ho Chunk's in 98. Let's see.
I also
I mean,
am pretty
there's
sure.
a gambling place,
Because that's
Native
literally
American
how I make my money.
So
That's how I pay my rent.
That's where your 2 resource dots come from, and I only have 1. That's funny.
Oh shit, it is 10:05. I gotta get ready for work.
Oh, wow.
all right, yep,
Yeah.
we will wrap it up here. So I think this is actually a good spot. So you guys are, next game will be sniping and or finding a way to get blood and completing the serums, and then after that, going after the vampire possibly. All right, so thank you all for watching, and Frozen Fallout signing off.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, peeps and peepettes.
All right, everybody.
Yep.
Is,
Later.
Hordes of the Trident on?
Oh yeah, we could do Lords of the Trident. We'll raid him. So give me a sec. I'm gonna do this.
Saw their fantastic thing.
Good night, people.
Yeah, later. Have fun at work.
No.
All right, we are raiding.